like, that note was crazy, especially when you compare it to just how rugged the rest of his vocal performance on this has been. Like, that note was nuts, dude. Just let the light expire. Hi, my name is Garrett. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Today we are talking about Kenny Hoopla. Kenny Hoopla is an indie rock artist, a rockster, straight out of Cleveland, Ohio. And when I think about Cleveland, Ohio, there's really, when I Googled it, there's not too much music in the rock indie section, especially, that ever really existed. You got Michael Stanley, you got Griffith Lane, don't know who they are, but my favorite is Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods. But no one, and Trippie Redd, you know, if you want to throw him in there, but no one is doing it. No one has done it like Kenny Hoopla is doing it for me right now. And that is the goddamn truth. Kenny Hoopla popped up to me by way of the YouTube algorithm. I just went on my homepage one day in a live performance that he recently posted for one of his tracks. In fact, the titular track off his most recent project, which is How Will I Rest in Peace If I'm Buried by a Highway, that released back in May. And this lead single, which is of the same name, came out back in February. But recently he posted a live video performing this song for everybody. That popped up on my YouTube recommended. Little did I know I would enjoy it so much to go ahead, download the fucking EP, listen to that one time through, and I was like, okay, Kenny Hoopla, okay. And that's pretty much it. That's why I'm here. I really just, I haven't listened to much Kenny Hoopla. He has one other little EP that he put out himself back in 2016, you know, and that's probably fire as well. I need to go back and check that out. But honestly, what I thought was very interesting about Kenny is most of the time if you see a live performance from somebody, it not always sells you on the music, or it isn't always the best rendition of the song or the music. But in Kenny Hoopla's case, for me, the way that those live performances resonated with me and made me such a goddamn fan and just kind of magnetized to anything that this guy had to offer, it was super interesting. And that's where you really get into why Kenny Hoopla is so, well, interesting. It's because if you go into the comments of almost any track that he's put out there, there's a lot of comparisons being made, but it's not the traditional, like, I'm a rapper and I'm getting compared to so-and-so and I hate that because they're my competition. It's like Kenny Hoopla is getting compared to, I saw Block Party, I saw The Cure, I saw fucking, there's a bunch in there, man. Fleetwood Mac even in some cases, like, and I hear it all. I really do. And that's where it stops becoming this like, oh, stop comparing me to people, and turns into, well, thank you for the compliment. At least I wouldn't mind getting compared to those individuals that I just listed off right there. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that How Will I Rest in Peace If I'm Buried by a Highway, the titular track off his most recent EP. We're going to take a look at the music video. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go and watch the live performance that I saw there. And I think you're really going to be sold on Kenny Hoopla, and it's going to be a good jumping point for you to go and discover the star that is Mr. Kenny Hoopla. And that's where you're sold, in my opinion. You clean up nice, you look like a dead man. That's so perfect. And I think that really does personify a lot of like internal monologue that kids and people and just others who have to like put on this facade and put on this like quote unquote monkey suit or whatever and just go and play the role. And in the end, I think we all kind of could feel the most dead inside when you're supposed to feel the most glammed up, quote unquote. But from that point on, whether it's his kind of shriek of a vocal cords that are just coming out of this man, that it could be corny, and it usually feels like a novelty in other artists' music sometimes. But the way that he's doing it, it honestly just sounds like this is the perfect way for him to like get his words out there with like it's almost like these thoughts and emotions have just been caged up inside of him and they like escaped and just came out at the perfect moment and just sound exactly how they should, just raw and real. Song kind of really serves as the perfect transition point. I think, again, I love this hook, but without the way that he navigates this beat or just this like percussion and the way everything kind of just like crescendos in this cool way, like the bass line really like goes crazy at this point. From this point on, everything musically just kind of does this crazy samba, and you're just like, oh fuck, how is he gonna like interweave himself into this and like get it back to being this really catchy and well like structured song while still showing so much fucking personality. Kenny Hoopla, again, just kills the way that he is like structuring music, making music, expressing himself. All of this is so professional, so goddamn professional, and it's refreshing, honestly. Hoopla, man, Kenny Hoopla. I mean, the crazy thing about him is, again, I found that song from his live performance, and we're about to check that out. And I think what you should pay attention to is the just look in this man's eyes while he's performing his music, and it's some of the rawest fucking feelings I think I've gotten from a like actual on stage performance in a long time. And it really, really does feel like anything that he is sounding like is purely from a nostalgic appreciation level. These type of older sounds that people love but can't quite for some reason do on their own presently without sounding like some bullshit rendition. What he's doing is adding such a level of creativeness to that same style of sounds to where you think it's nostalgic or you think it reminds you of so many different things. But like the power in this man's ability to express kind of just makes it like a beautiful, beautiful addition to that pocket of music. And this pond that he's operating in is professional, but just so goddamn infectious, man. I honestly can't see someone being like, well, it's not original. I don't know what you would say to put this down. And let's check this live performance out and you'll see what I mean. So many ways, this is my favorite version of listening to this wonderful track. And even though that's a fire-ass music video and the studio version sounds amazing, this is what does it for me. This is the Kenny Hoopla that I need to see live in person, and I can't wait till the world gets back to a place where this man can, one, tour, but two, I could be one of those people who attends said tour, because this is wonderful work, bro, and it's so goddamn entertaining because it's believable, and you can tell that he believes in it too. Sound like that the guitar makes, where it just sounds like Pong going back and forth, that definitely is reminiscent of like the Strokes or fucking Block Party. There's a bunch, dude. There's a bunch, but the way he's using it does not sound stale, and it almost sounds like a sound that people aren't using as much nowadays. And it probably would sound new to a lot of people, younger, of course. But fuck, bro, performance of the year, live performance of the year, right here, right now, Kenny Hoopla. Studio version, from what I can recall, and I think this is like one of the more important pieces of this whole live performance. And I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe what he's talking about is the fact that his aesthetic and this style of music is like a predominantly white scene, and him being an African American or just a black man leading this charge, this like three-piece band, two-piece band with a front man. It's almost like he's making a statement like, I know you like my music, but don't like disregard what I'm doing here, because the way he's performing, the way he's just has this stage presence. Like I said, it really does feel like something from a Warped Tour or something of that like punk rock scene. And other than off the top Killswitch Engage, there's really not that many leading frontmen who are of that skin color. And I think it's such a cool way to be like, hey, party's over, I'm stealing your culture, are you taking me in or am I kicking you out? Like, I'm coming in here and I'm doing my thing regardless, and you're not gonna stop the artistry. Nobody could probably stop the artistry that just bleeds out of Kenny Hoopla. I really don't think so. I think this is just one of those things that is undeniable and unstoppable. It's an unstoppable force, and you could be a fucking asshole and have something to say in regards to that aspect, but you're missing the whole beautiful picture that is Kenny Hoopla. But then again, I am just a white man who is trying to understand or speak for this guy, so don't take my word as a solitude. But that's how I took it, and that was my interpretation, and I fucking agree with it, and I'm here for it, bro. Kenny Hoopla, do not sleep. I think this is the most important thing, most important video I've made in a while, because This music's just too goddamn good, both live and studio performance wise. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. You can follow me on Twitter if you are interested at Yoogurt, YOOGRTT. Instagram as well. Now in rotation on those 2 platforms as well. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much again. And that is all, you beautiful folks.